Welcome everyone. Today we're going to talk about D&D 5th edition's challenge rating system in order for DMs to try to create encounters which are balanced and fun for their party members. The first thing you're going to have to accept is that the challenge rating system is a little light on details. It baffles me as to why the designers would have not put a ton of effort into designing an elegant and easy to use and very scalable system for something that, as crucial as creating combats for your players. It seems to be a core part of the game, but it just seems to me it feels like it was designed as almost an afterthought. I mean, just a few ideas, a handful of paragraphs, and there's just these gaping holes about how there's no guidance for how to proceed. Um, well, anyway, what we do have is for every monster, there is a designated challenge. And the idea is that number is supposed to map up to tell you what sort of party members are going to be able to be a decent match for that. So, okay, from the Monsters Manual, what do we have to work with? From the Monsters Manual, and I quote, "A monster's challenge rating tells you how great a threat the monster is. An appropriately equipped and well-rested party of 4 adventurers should be able to defeat a monster that has a challenge rating equal to its level without suffering any deaths." So this is what we have to work with. I mean, right off the bat, there's a lot of holes here. What if I don't have this 4 of all the same level? What if I have 3 heroes, one is level 2 and 2 are level 3? What am I supposed to do? I think I might have figured out a way. I think there's some math to it. That's what we're going to get to. Next, magic items. I mean, there's no allowance at all for what magic items your party has, which is going to greatly affect the challenge they need. What if it isn't just a well-rested party? How do you deal with that? So many questions. What if you're using variant rules like flanking? What if you're using feats? And there's more and more. So what can we do? We just have to try to fill in the gaps as DMs and press forward with coming up with a system that we can try to rely on to make this an actual, more objective process rather than just guesswork, which is going to lead to bad times. It's going to lead to encounters that are no fun on one day and then overwhelming on another day, which we don't want to have those big swings. Okay, so like I've said, one approach is to try to rely on a tool. So tool that's tried to do the math of how to adjust the base challenge rating, I'll call it, if the party member numbers and levels are different. I think there is some math there that we can realize. And then the next thing is allowing you as the DM to punch in a multiplier, which is going to have to be based upon your judgment, which is going to account for the fact like things like how many magic items does your party have, are we using feats, etc., etc. And that's just something that you're going to have to fine tune over maybe a period of time. You're going to have to start in with like a base CR. You're going to have an encounter. Your party members blew it away. It was really just not fun. Now you can dial that up and you can sort of, like I said, tune it in, and you're going to get to a spot that is going to start to be an objective, reliable number that you can start to use. Calculating those numbers, especially on the fly, can be really hard if you're just using pen and paper. So this is where a tool can be very helpful. So we're going to take a look at one tool and the approach I took, Kobold Helper. So let's see what that can do for you and see if that's something that you feel like could be helpful. All right, here we are at koboldhelper.com. So let's go into set up a combat or encounter. And then let's go to the encounters area. So let's get into it. So the base party CR is what we were talking about. This is all coming down to this basic definition that 4 adventurers of a certain level should equate to that level being the target CR of your monsters. So 4 5th level adventurers give you a CR of 5, as what should be a reasonable encounter. From there, it can be a little tricky. So what if I have 2 level 4s and 2 level 5s? You got to do some math. There is math to it, so that's what this tool can do for you, and you don't have to think about it. So if I were to go into the party section, add my parties members, give them their levels. I have 3, I have 4, I have 6. It'll do the math. It'll come up with the right number. So I'm just going to punch in 5, which is your basic example. The next thing that the tool is trying to account for is the multiplier. So this is the unfortunate effect that the CR system doesn't really have a by-the-book way to account for magic items, what feats your heroes might have. Are you even using feats? Are you using flanking, etc., etc.? So this is where you, as the DM, need to dial it in, and maybe you might have to try something, learn what the experience is, and tweak it. And it's actually going to have to be an organic process forever. They're going to find new magic items. They're going to lose magic items, and you might need to adjust it. And if you're finding that your encounters are just blowouts, they're just killing them, then you just go from so we have a 1 here, which is going to just be straight up, and then maybe I had a blowout and it's happening, so I'm just going to go to a 1.1, and then the tool's going to do the math, and that was a little too far, so I'm going to go to a 1.35, and this is for you to tweak and play with. I'm handing out magic items like candy. Everybody's got flame tongues and rings of invisibility. Oh my. You know what? I'm just gonna go to double, and what if I have 5.25 here? And then it's gonna do the math. Is the point? Especially, maybe I'm creating a random counter on the fly, and I got everyone sitting on Discord or they're watching me over the table. I don't want to be sitting there trying to do math in my head. I just want a tool, and this is what this is going to do for you. So it's going to give you the dials to turn to make this work. So of course, once I think you're dialed in on your base, you can then further tune it by threat. You got your different. So dangerous is going to kind of be pretty much on the money. Setback's going to be a little bit less CR than what your base is, and then you've got your deadly. So then so you go your dangerous, you get your undead, you generate, and you can see that based upon you got your 10.5 because you've been handing out magic items like candy. So you got a lot more undead than you otherwise would have. The tool took care of randomly picking a thematically correct undead horde, and that lined up as best as it could to the calculated CR. So no math for you, just use the tool and get to having fun. Okay, so give it a try, and if you have an idea, a rule of thumb for how you do CR, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. It's something I can incorporate in the tool. Let's try to make this work for everybody. It's unfortunately not the greatest system, so let's do what we can. But this is an idea. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye.